practice solution to the Caesar Cipher exercise proposed at the end of the for loop tutorial in this same playlist. The goal for this is to write two methods, one that encodes and one that decodes words according to a Caesar cipher with a shift amount as a parameter and the word to encode/decode as the other parameter. The method should return the encoded/decoded words, and all the answers should be in the original alphabet. So we should wrap any elements that fall off the end of the alphabet in either direction. A Caesar cipher is a type of substitution cipher in which each letter in the original word is replaced by a letter some fixed number of positions down the alphabet. For example, with a left shift of 3, D would be replaced by A, E would be replaced by B, and so on. So what I'm going to do is go to for loops and do new Java class, and I'm going to name it Caesar cipher. And the first thing I'm going to do is do public static void main string args for my main method and write out my encode and decode headers. So public static string encode int shift amount string original word and public static string decode int shift amount string encoded word. And for both, I'm going to create a encoded word for encode, and for decode, I'm going to create a string decoded word. So the way I'm going to do this first is I'm going to ignore the case where the word might fall off the end. So I'm going to have a for loop that runs over the entire word. So it's going to start at 0 and go to original word.length. And now the for loop for decode is going to do the same thing, except it's going to go until encoded word.length. And I'm going to start with the character that I want to encode. I'm going to have char original character is original word.char at index. And now I want to encode it. So I'm going to shift it to the left, however many the shift amount is. So I'm going to have char encoded character is original character minus the shift amount. I need to cast that to a character so it's not treated like an integer. And I'm going to do the same thing for the decoded, except I'm going to start with the encoded word. And I'm going to call this decoded char. I'm going to call this encoded char. Okay. And now, plus index, not plus I. I want to say that encoded word plus equals encoded character. And the same down here, I want to say that decoded word plus equals decoded character. Now, do you see something wrong with what I've just done? The problem is that my decode and my encode are both shifting in the same direction, right? So what decode was doing is instead of decoding, it'll just further encode. So instead of subtracting, I want to add, because my encode shifts to the left by going backwards, and my decode should shift to the right by going forward, which it does. So now I'm going to say tier encoded plus encode tier. Now I want to give it a shift amount of 3, not tier. Okay, so I have that. And now I also want to make sure that my decode works. So I'm going to say I want to figure out what my encoded tier is. So I'm going to do run and then run. And I'm going to choose Caesar, sorry, not that one. Pick the wrong one. Run, run. And I want to choose Caesar Cipher to run. And so this is my tier encoded. So I want that to be decoded. And that's going to be plus decode 3. And there we go. So now I'll hit play again. Decoded. Let's see. Play. And see, I made a mistake here. I made a copy and paste error. I wanted to encode decoded chair. So now I have that the encoded tier is QFBO, and that QFBO decoded is tier, which is exactly what I wanted it to have. So now I need to start thinking about what happens if I fall off the end. So if I encode after as opposed to tier, the A is going to fall off the end in here, right? And I'm going to get a caret instead of what I want, which is an X. Because I'm wrapping around 3 times from the back of the alphabet. So I'm going to say is if encoded character is less than A, I want that encoded character is equal to char A minus the encoded character. So that'll give me the difference, how far back I've gone. So in this case, I'll be 3 back from A. And I want to subtract that from the end of the alphabet. So I want to get to X. But X is only 2 less than Z. So I want to subtract 1 from the encoded character. And then I want to say that encoded character is equal to char Z minus the encoded character. So now I'll hit play to make sure that that works. And see, now I have X instead of that weird caret character. So now I want to take this and see what it is decoded. And see, I have this brace now because I didn't do the same check in my decoded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to edit it so that it makes sense. So I need decoded character here everywhere. And instead of less than A, because I can't fall off the left direction, I can fall off the right direction though. I'm going to do greater than Z. And here, instead of subtracting like this, I want to do decoded char minus Z, since decoded char is the thing that's bigger. And now, instead of Z minus, I want to do A plus, since I'm wrapping around to the other direction of the alphabet. So let's see how this does. And there we go. A encoded is XCQBO, and XCQBO decoded is after, just like I wanted. So for everything we've done so far, I've been assuming that everything is an all lowercase letter, right? But I want to be able to take care of things that are upper and lowercase letters. So down here, I'm going to create a private static boolean is uppercase. I'm going to take in a char C, and I'm going to return C is greater than or equal to A, and C is less than or equal to Z. And that will tell me if it's an uppercase letter or not. So now I'm going to use a tertiary if statement, okay? So I'm going to say char start is equal to is uppercase original character. Sorry, not original. Yeah, original. If the original character is an uppercase letter, then I want this to be an A. Else, I want it to be a lowercase a, right? Because if it's uppercase, I want it to stay uppercase, and if it's not uppercase, I want it to stay lowercase. I'm going to say that char end is the same thing, and I'm going to say capital Z, lowercase z, and I want the same check to be in my decode as well, right? Because I want to be able to decode things with mixed cases. And I'm going to do encoded instead of original here. Man, I encoded. I misspelled that terribly. So I'm going to do that with encoded now. So I'm going to replace all my A's with start and all my Z's with end. Okay, so now I have all that, and I'm going to change this to after. And I know that these will become capital letters, right? Because they're going to stay the same case. So I'm going to hit play. And see, I got exactly what I expected. After encoded kept the case for all the letters, and the decoded version also kept its case. And that is it. I hope that was helpful. This will be provided in the description of this video. And that's it.